or SAS. So I will just discuss kaning three uh, power series, Taylor series, and binomial series. The rest dayon is just an application. May bago nagsulod. So ako pag-check. Ay, wala. Error. Gamay lang kayo. Gamay lang kayo, pana, klasa. Okay. Sige. So again, we'll just discuss a bit on power series, Taylor series, and the binomial series. Okay. So we'll start with the power series. This is your module, no? So I will just make use of your SAS for the discussion. Okay. Power series class is basically the generalization of the topic that we have last time. So in the previous lesson, no, we only have the variable n, which indicates the natural number, no. But in the power series, parang katong mga constants in our the constants in our the constants in our series, no, were generalized into some variables. So mo ni siya nahimong instead of a constant, nahimo na siya og an expression x, you know. Okay, what is the purpose? Why do we have this sequence and series, no? Parang of all sugod sa P1 padulong sa P2, no? We wonder why unsay they pulos ani sequence and series. Okay. There are as we have known in our previous lessons at calculus 2, there are some functions especially about integration, no? There are some functions that we cannot really find the integral, no? Let's say for example integral of x integral of e to the minus x squared, for example, no? So in that case, we have to express them into a power series so that we can integrate them. So that's one of the purpose why do we have a power series, no? So atong mga lisod nga function, we can transform it into breakdown into some function, so approximation niya, no? So that we can solve either their limits, their integrals, or their differentiation. Another purpose of the power series is that we can use them to for approximations, you know. Ano kaya, no, let's say for example, you are going to get, so wala pa nauso ang calculator, for example, sine 52 degrees. How are you going to get that one without a calculator? No, sine 52 degrees, for example. Okay, they managed that one. Okay, they managed to find the approximate value of that one using the power series. So, i-transform niya si sine x into a power series. So, later on, we are going to discuss that one. How are we going to expand a function into a power series, no? So, there are just common methods of how we express a, a function into power series. Number one, we can use the geometric series. Number two, we can use the Taylor or Maclaurin series. And number three, we can use the binomial series. No? So, so actually, katotanan, the types of series that I mentioned earlier, katotanan is our power series. No? Then also, class, no, if you go to higher math, especially in sciences, no, one of the application of power series is kana bitang formation sa light, di ba? If we try to recall sa yung physics, light is okay. If you try to recall light, light is an example of an electromagnetic wave. And electromagnetic wave follows is sana a transversal ba yan? Follows a sinusoidal form, no? We know sinusoidal form na line, we can relate that into a sine or a cosine function, you know? So ang approximation sana, though some amplitude varies, na an approximation na it's on the a periodic function, no, like sine or cosine. So we can use power series to approximate the behavior of a wave, especially kanang light. Actually, direct application of power series is kaning laser, no. So you can you can Google for that. The common application of kaning power series is kanang pag-use sa laser, no? Pag-form sa laser, no? Kana siya. So again, no, we use katong purpose nato from sequence to series into power series. The primary purpose here is used for approximation. No, approximation of the integral, approximation of a value, especially on the limit, approximation of the limit, and so on. Okay. So I will just emphasize, no, on some points in the power series. Okay, what is important in the power series is kaning itawag nato nga interval of convergence. Is this a power series? Wait lang. Sorry here. What is important here in the first lesson is you are going to identify the interval of convergence and the radius of convergence, no, kanang duha. Okay. So it is defined there kanang gitawag nato nga radius of convergence, that is the interval x minus a, absolute value of x minus a lesser than r, no, in which in that interval the series converges. Okay, that r is what we call the radius of convergence, and the interval absolute value of x minus a lesser than r is what we call the interval of convergence. Okay. So to identify this one, no, to identify the interval of convergence and the radius of convergence, the number one rule. Okay, we can only use two methods here. Either, so I hope you could recall the ratio test and the root test. Sometimes root test, no. So those two methods. No? So just simply identify to identify interval of convergence and the radius of convergence. We will just simply use what's this? We will just simply use the name the root test or the ratio test. Okay, so for the rest of the exercises, I will just leave that to you. Okay. Let us say, for example, no, we are going to find the interval and the radius of convergence of so ano siya, of the given power series. Is it power series? Summation of x to the power of n. Okay, let's say, for example, kanino. Ipin daw ang inyong camera sa akong camera. Mali ang mag-pin. Okay. Unsaon ganito class to identify unsaon ganito pag-identify sa interval of convergence and kuan what kind of but first let us try to identify no what kind of kuan ba ni siya class, what kind of series ba ni siya. Is this a kuan any points mo mura siya og geometric. Is this a geometric sequence or geometric series? Closely, no? Closely, this is close to a geometric sequence series, no? Kay tungod aning x to the power of n. If not of the square root of n there is a bottom, we can consider this already as a geometric sequence. Okay. So, what test are we going to apply but to determine the kuan? What's this? Interval of convergence. Are we going to use the root test or the ratio test?
Ratio.
Ratio, no? Saan itong ratio? We are going to find the limit of a to the n plus 1 over a n absolute value, no? As n approaches to infinity. Okay. So dapat atong kuan interval is that this should be kalos aga ni siya mag-converge if this is lesser than 1, di ba? So this is convergent when this is lesser than 1. So we can write x to the power of n plus 1 over square root of n plus 1 divided by x to the power of n over square root of n as limit approaches to into infinity. Okay. So this should be lesser than 1, no? So we will just try to express lesser than 1 ang limit because we are going to find the interval. No? So we are going to find the interval. So if we, what's this? If we simplify this, this is equivalent to the limit of n approaches to infinity. This is equivalent to x to the power of n plus 1 over x to the power of n times the square root of n over square root of n plus 1. Tama ba? Should be lesser than 1. Okay, so if we divide this, this is equivalent to the limit of x, x din eh. X ba? When we divide, we will subtract the, kung sa'yo tawagan to, the exponent. So we will subtract the exponent. So x to the power of 1 mabilin, or just simply x times, okay, we have what's this? X to the power of n. Okay. When we factor out 1 over square root of x here, 1 over square root of n, now this becomes 1 over 1 over square root of n. This is square root of 1 plus, wait lang, tama ba? Wait lang. Let us try to recall sa atong limits, no? Wait lang ta sa. So limit of x times, okay. So dapat we have to express that this will approach to a certain value, no? So okay, n man yan to infinity. So ganito, pagkuhan. This is factor out square root of n. Factor out square root of n. This becomes 1 over square root of n. Over square root of n times 1 over wait lang class ha, kamay lang. Limit of x. Pwede ba na siya atong mausa class kani may mo ni siya og square root of n over n plus 1. Wait lang. Pwede ra man sa ana, no?
Yes,
Kanino?
sir.
Pwede rin ano? Di ba kung atong ikuan si n, factor out na to si n, so times 1 over n, both sides. So if we multiply times 1 over n times 1 over n, so this becomes limit of x times the square root of 1 over 1 plus 1 over square root of n. Ano, sorry, 1 over n. So kung ang limit na to approaches to infinity, this becomes 0. So kani siya mahimo og 1. So we can have absolute value of x is lesser than 1. Ano? So mahimo man ni siyang 0. So this is now the interval of this is now our interval of convergence. So that is now our interval of convergence. So you may also write -1 to x to +1. So you may write it this way also, no? So this is now your interval of convergence. Okay, what is your radius of convergence? Okay, your radius of convergence here is, okay, what is your A ba? So your A here is 0, di ba? So your A here is 0, so automatic, your radius of convergence is 1. So your radius of convergence here is 1. Okay, so medyo mag-recall ta balik sa atong limits, no? Kay medyo natayan na tagamay. Medyo natayan na tagamay sa atong lesson sa limits sa inyong calculus 1. Tabag dahil mo class nga, man may labot sir, ikaw raman. Oh, sorry di. Anyway, so we have to recall back again sa atong lesson sa limits, no? So here, the interval of convergence is absolute value of x lesser than 1 or -1, x between -1 to +1, where the radius of convergence is 1. So, ana lang ang pag-identify sa paan? Sa ana lang pag-identify sa interval of convergence and ratio of convergence of a power series. Ayan, ano? Okay, sorry. Convergence. Okay, any questions about interval of convergence and radius of convergence? Naabay kuan? Eliza, Fritz? Do you have questions about this? Sige, if walay pangutana, shall we proceed, no? Try na to tanan exercises, no? Tanan example as exercises. Tugangan lang nato niya. Let's go back again. And 11. Okay, let's say for example, kanino, use a power series to represent each of the following function to find the interval of convergence. Okay, so na siya number 1. Okay, kanino? Wait lang, sana yun. Kita ra ninyo ni. Okay. Kanina part class, kanina part is ano, ang pag-express sa function into a power series, ano, ang kanina part is medyo lisod because we are going to do a trial and error. Since first part pamanta, so first example, what is introduced there sa inyong 11 is you are going to apply kaning geometric series, no? Pero if mahuman na ni nato power series and Maclaurin series, gamay lang kayo. Okay na class, gamay lang kayo ha. Okay, let's go back again, no? So, pag-express ani in terms of a power series, kung magtapok na tanan, medyo diya na maglisod because we are gonna do trial and error. And there are three possible ways. Either you will do a geometric series, a Taylor series, Taylor or Maclaurin series, or a binomial series. So ato no, atong those three kinds of series. Okay, for this case, formero pa man eh, we are just going to apply the, what's this, kaning geometric series. Okay. And in a geometric series, okay, convergent ang geometric series if we can express it in a way, no? If the term, di ba, katong s to the infinity is equal to a over 1 plus r. Di ba, mauna, no? A sub 1 is equal to 1 plus r. So, atong buhaton ani diri plus is himuon nato ni from this one, we are going to transform that into kaning expression. And from this expression, we are going to express it in terms of like this. So a sub 1 plus a sub 1 r plus a sub 2 r2 plus so on plus no a sub 1 din nagyapon plus a sub 1 r to the n. No? So from here, inani nga forma mahimo sang inani. So from this, mo na din na siyang atong power series. Okay. So let's go back sa atong original function, no? So saan ba nato ni? So definitely um ang i-factor out, so we are going to do factor out ning 2 din ni, no? So saan na to na siya? So we are going to factor out 2. So this becomes f of x is equal to 2 times 1 minus x over 2, then x squared. Tama ba? So we are going to have, tama no?
Sir, kanang napoy question.
Unsa man?
Plus ng denominator, sir. I mean, kanang 1 plus r.
1 plus, oh sorry, minus r, maday na, no?
Yes,
1
sir.
minus r, sorry, my bad. Minus r ni. Minus r. Gamay lang tayo. Tama, no? Okay, so okay, balik ta, no? Nagalitan to. So, kani, ang atong A, nakita to pas. So, minus si dapat, no? Sorry, minus. So, 1 minus R. So, this one, ang atong A, will be x squared. Gamay lang kayo. Basta. Hello. Sorry kayo, medyo daghan tang intermission number, no? Sige lang. Okay. Asa na kita to? So atong A is x squared. Dayon our R is equal to what's this? Our R is equal to hello, hello. Sorry for the revision number class, no. Nalay gamay nga nagkuhan sa linya sa internet. Anyway, sa na ganito. So x equal over 2. So we can now express, so natay R, natay A, so we can now express our function in terms of inani, no? We can express now our function in terms of this one. Okay, but before that, factor out sa nato ning over 2 diri, no? Or 1 half. So this becomes f of x is equal to 1 half times x over 2 over 1 minus, x squared over 1 minus x over 2. Okay? And when we are going to expand this would be equal to 1 half times, okay, a sub 1 is x squared. So x squared plus a sub 1 is x squared again. X squared times x over 2, no? Times x over 2 plus x squared times, what's this? R squared. So x squared, x over 2 squared plus so on. Ano? So we are going to simplify. So let us try to simplify, no? So this becomes x is equal to 1 half times x squared. Sorry. X squared plus x cubed over 2 plus x to the power of 4 over 4, and so this would be plus x to the power of, okay, so on. So x squared times x cubed man yan, no? So so this becomes x to the power of 5 over 8, and so on. Okay, so what general rule ba atong pwede makakuha na ni class? What general rule ba atong ma-express ani? So, ano na lang, patulo na lang nato di ano. So, in terms of summation, what general rule ba atong pwede ma-express for f of x? So, we can write f of x is equal to 1/2 times sa kaya ni, no? So, nagsugod siya sa kung 1 ni, so let us say if magsugod ta at summation of, let's say, from n is equal to 1 to infinity. Okay, from 1 to infinity. So, in terms of, what's this? X man siya nagsugod, no? Ay, siya ha? Sorry, last na gito class, dili, wala na. Okay. So, kaning bottom, this is, unsa kaya na ito mabutangan eh. If magsugod siya sa 1, di ba, kay 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and so on. So, this will be x to the power of n. Kung nag-start siya sa 2, let's say, if n is 1, so we can say 1 plus 1. Tama ba? So, we would say, kung kani, if n is 2, 2 plus 1, and so on. So, we will write n is 1. And all over, okay. So, unsa man yung kuha niya ni? Denominator. Okay, the denominator here will be okay. So, sugod siya at 1, no? 1, 2, then 4, 8, and so on. So, you can say it belongs to the powers of 2. Diba? Powers of 2. So, kung over 1 ni here, let's say over 1 na di ano? So, 1. So, 2 to the power of blank is equal to 1. Pila kay value sa n, nana? So, we say 2 to the power of 0. Diba? Ang sa next dayon, so 2, that is 2 to the power of 1. Ang sunod dayon, it's 2 to the power of 2. And sunod dayon, it's 2 to the power of 3. Okay? So kung 2 to the power of 0, then when n is 1, so definitely this becomes 2 to the power of n. 2 to the power of n minus 1. So this is the equivalent power series of the given function. No? So this is now the equivalent power series of this function. Okay? So equivalent power series of this function. So kani siya o kani siya. Okay? Now, The next question is that what is the interval of what's this? What is the interval of convergence? Okay. Now, kung tanawon mo ni class kani nga function, kung ato i-express ang limit, let's go back na lang dire. Okay, sige, ato i-apply gyapon, no? I-apply nato. Okay, I will just make use of this one. Atong i-apply ang atong principle on how to determine the power of series, no? So, unsa to? Ano, radius of convergence. So, unsa ganito? We are going to apply the limit of a to the power of n plus 1, no, a to the a sub n plus 1 over a n is lesser than 1 as n approaches to infinity. Okay. So, kanino? So, kung n plus 1, so this becomes x to the power of n plus 2 over 2 to the power of n all over x to the power of n plus 1, ano, n plus 1 lang, over 2 to the power of n minus 1. Limit as lesser than 1. Okay. So this would be equivalent to the limit of the limit okay, equivalent nito the x to the n plus 2 over this x to the power of n plus 1 times 2 to the power of n minus 1 over 2 to the power of n. Okay, should be lesser than 1. So if we divide this, by power rule, so that becomes limit of x. Okay, that becomes the limit of x. And this one, 2 to the power of n minus 1 over 2 to the power of n, ito may mas dakuan eh. Mas dako si n, di ba? So we will just minus n to the power n minus 1. So this is so this is 1/2. Okay, lesser than 1. So if i-limit na to into infinity, this will not change, no? So therefore, we can have absolute value of x is lesser than 1. So we can say absolute value of x is lesser than 2. So therefore, radius of convergence is 2. So for this function, okay, naman tong function. For this function, ang equivalent power series niya, okay, sorry, kadi mo. This function, the equivalent power series is This one, equivalent power series is this one. Then the radius of convergence is 2. Okay, this is the radius of convergence. So that's how we get the one. Sir, ganong wala nimo gi-appeal ang 1/2 here? Ang anong wala nimo part mo na sa function, sir? Okay. Okay, the thing that will converge here, the thing that will converge kani nga function. Okay. Dili ang 1/2 but this whole function here. So kanila nga power series ang atong ilabtan, not the whole thing. So that is why pag add dato, the radius of convergence is equivalent. Okay. So sorry ka maliskad man gud ang kuan class kanin si tawag gani camera ba. Parang moro bitaw sana naka-mirror image ang akong camera sa ako. Anyway. Question on the kuan power series transformation of a function and kuan kaning finding the radius of convergence. Any question? Sorry for the disturbance kanina no na ay may taga PLDT ng ani nag-migrate man gud sila class of 1 from DSL to fiber. Ano sige ko nila kani under. Anyway. Question. Eliza, na kay question? Rates? Jura? Sige lang no, I will show you the whole paper solution for each problem, no? So I did answer problem 1, pero okay, sige lang. The rest of the I will just let them be answered by you, no? Makatagal lang kung assignment later, no? So that everyone will answer, no? Sa mga exercises. Okay. We will proceed with the Taylor and Maclaurin series. Okay. Taylor and Maclaurin series class no, actually isa ra na siya. Maclaurin series is that ang imong A is 0, you know? Your A there is 0. While for the Taylor series, you can have any values of A aside from 0, you know? So for the steps in finding the Taylor series and Maclaurin series, is that class no? You are going to transform them into this format. Okay, so this is the steps no. So first derivative, okay, f of x is equal to f of a times f prime of a. So first derivative, then x minus a, then second derivative of a over 2 factorial and so on. So just simply follow that formula. No? So just simply follow that formula. Okay. So again, kung Maclaurin series, A nimo is 0. While your Taylor series, you can have any values for A. Okay, let's go to the exercises. Okay, so okay, ang ikuha niya diri no is up to the fourth partial sum. Okay, let us try to express the power series of a given function e to the power of 6x using a Taylor series where x is equal to -4. No? So let's say okay. So when we are going to expand this one, when we are going to expand this into Maclaurin, into a Taylor series, so ang formula ani, this will become equal to f of unsa kita tong x na to, where x is equal to 4 ba to? Okay, x is equal to -4, no? X is equal to. So we are going to find f of 4 plus f prime of 4 times x plus 4 plus f prime of f double prime of 4 plus times x plus 4 squared over 2 factorial plus, so ato i-expand, no? Plus f double prime triple prime of 4 times x plus 4 cube over 3 factorial. Okay. Unsa gani ang problem niya to up to fourth partial sum 1, 2, 3, 4. No? Up to fourth partial sum. Sige, ato na lang kung ano, atong tiwason na lang, no? We will just extend one step. So we will just extend one step. For the sake of this example, we'll extend one step. F prime 4 times x plus 4 to the power of 4 over 4 factorial. Okay? Sige. We will try sa first, no? Determine the each of the expression. Especially kaning mga nag-involve of derivatives. Okay? So, we know that f of x is equal to f of x is equal to e to the minus 6x. Okay? So f of 4 will be equal to e to the minus, sorry, minus 4 pala. Minus 4. E to the minus 4 will be equal to minus 6 times minus 4. So equal to e to the power of 24. Ano? Then f prime of x is equal to, so derivative, first derivative. So the first derivative will be, so what is the first derivative? So this is e to the minus 6x, e to the minus 6x times negative 6. So this is equivalent to negative 6 e to the minus 6x. Okay. So f prime of 4 will be equal to minus 6 times e to the power of 24. Ano? Anong 24 man? So minus 6 times minus 4, it's positive 24. So f double prime of 4, x die, sorry. So we know f prime of x is this one, negative 6 e to the minus 6x. So the second derivative will be positive 36 e to the minus 6x. Okay? Laos na lang na to. Third derivative, that will be negative 216 e to the minus 6x. Okay, nag-extend matag isa no ka step. So fourth is equal to, so times 6 again. So this is positive 1296 e to the minus 6x. Okay, so f double prime of negative 4 will be equal to, f double prime of negative 4 will be equal to 36 e to the positive 24. Then f third derivative of negative 4 will be negative 216 e to the positive 24. Then f fourth prime, that would be 1296 e to the 2. Okay, now, so let us try, so let us now, what is this? Let's now express the one of the Taylor series of the given function. So f of x e to the minus 6x is equal, f of x as x, f of x equals e to the minus 6x is just simply equal to, okay, so ato ning formahon using this formula expression formahon, no? So that becomes, what is f of 4? So your f of 4 is equal to e to the positive 24. Then plus dayon, first derivative it's minus na dahil, no? It's minus 6 e to the 24 times x plus 4. Then the next term will be plus where are we? Second derivative. So 36 e to the positive 24 x plus 4 squared over 2 factorial is 4. Okay, 2 factorial is 4. Then minus, okay, minus siya kay negative man ang atong third derivative, no? Negative. So which is negative 216. So we have minus 216 e to the 24 x plus 4 cube over, okay, 3 factorial is equal to 6. Actually, if sa base atong problem kanina, tama na mo, pwede na mo dyan mo stop, no? Butagan na yung plus, then dot, dot, dot. For the sake of example, I will just try to extend 1, no? For the fifth term. Pero sa problem, you are only required to do fourth term, no? So, pwede na mo stop dire. Pwede na mo stop dyan. For the sake of the example, we will try to extend. So, I will have plus 1296 e to the 24 x plus 4 power 4 over 4 factorial. Okay, 4 factorial is equal to 24. I guess it's 24. 6 times 4 is 24. Okay? 1 times 2 times 3 times 4. Which is 12 times 4, only 24. Plus, so on. Then just simplify na lang tayo yung class. So we could say f of x is equal to e to the 24 minus 6e to the 24 plus x plus 4 plus, okay, 36 over 6, that is 9, di ba? 36 divided by 6, that is 9. So we have 9 e to the 24 x plus 4 squared. Dayon, 216 divided by 6, that is 36 minus 36 e to the 24 x plus 4. Okay. Then plus dayon, the last term. The last term. 1296 divided by 24 ba? What is 1296 divided by 24? So 120, 24, that is 5. How much is that? 512?
4, sir. Ay,
How?
54.
24. 1296 divided by 24.
54, sir. 54.
54. Okay, 54. Okay. There are some cases na you can express a you are asked to express a general term for the power of series. Pero kung wala gani i-require o niya medyo lisod na, actually pwede na sa diha taman, no? You can have it until there, no? So kani nga solution. So actually, a purpose ani Taylor is approximation. So aside from aside from geometric series, pero ang geometric series is naman ang geometric series kani not really not really true to all. You cannot express all function in terms of geometric series. Pero most of the function can be expressed into a Taylor or Maclaurin series. No? So mostly, ang dili lang niya kaya ma-express is those function nga murag walay katong dili ma-derive. Pero I guess no, most function can be derived man, di ba? Based on experience, di ba? Yeah, most functions can be derived from algebraic to logarithmic, no? Ang medyo lisod lang is kaning integral. No? So again, most functions can be expressed into a power series using Taylor or Maclaurin series. No? Taylor or Maclaurin series. So inana lang no ang Taylor Maclaurin. So medyo tedious lang siya, medyo taas lang yun siya, pero the process is simple, balik-balik lang. So just recall no kaning derivatives, no. Ayaw lang gid mo kawala sa derivatives class. Okay, let's go now to the last type of power series, no? Approximation of power series in terms of the binomial series. Okay. Naay simple na formula aning binomial expansion, wala man gud niya gihatag diri. Ato'y simple na method that you can use for binomial expansion. Anyway, so this will work out lang class no if you have a you have a binomial term, no, expressed in terms of 1 plus x to the power of n. So that is the first case that you are going to so you have to express the function in terms of 1 plus x to the power of n. Parang a binomial a binomial function where your n is lesser than it only qualify for n is lesser than 1. Lesser than 1. Okay, let us try to uh, use kaning problem ano activity 3 item number 1 for the binomial expansion. Wait lang class, no? Pangitaon sa nakatong formula nga. Katong dali ra siya i-express. No? Eh, wala mo niya i-introduce diya sa inyong module. Wait lang ha. Taylor binomial. A minus 1, A minus 2. Okay. So for binomial expansion class, no, when you have a binomial, uh, you have a binomial expressed in terms of a power. Let us say a square root, or if not a square root, or a negative power, no. And if you can transform that into a form 1 plus x to the power of k, where there is a qualification for k, no? K is lesser than 1. Uh, k is lesser than 1. So we can expand using the binomial expansion. You can expand this into this formula. Medyo taas-taas, no? So from 1 plus kx plus k to the minus. So take note of the pattern, no? K times k minus 1 x squared over 2 factorial plus k times k minus 1 times k minus 2 times x cubed over 3 factorial plus and so on, no? So that is how we express the uh, binomial series, no? So that's how we transform a function into a power series using the binomial series. Okay. Now, the first step, let's say for example, this given function, no? The first step is we are going to transform this into 1 plus x to the power of k. So to do that one, so how are we going to do that? So let's say f of x is equal to 16 plus 25x. Okay, we can factor out 16 here, no? So we can 16 times 1 plus 25 over 16 x. So therefore, we have f of x is equal to square root of 16, that is 4, no? 4 square root of 1 plus 25 over 16. 25 over 16 x. Now, then square root, di ba, kay ang iyang equivalent power ana is 1/2, no? So we have f of x is equal to 4 times 1 plus 25 over 16 raised to the power of. Okay. Now class, if you try to look at this, 1 plus, oh sorry, nawala ang x. Similar na ba siya aning forma? No? Similar na ba sa aning forma kani? Or di warang pare-pareha na, no? Pare-pareha na.
Yes, sir.
So kani o kani pare-pareha na. So we can now expand this given function. So to expand this given function, we can write 4 times, okay, atong k dire, what is our k? K is equal to
1/2.
1/2.
1/2.
K here is equal to 1/2. So we will write 1 plus 1/2. Okay, now, dini, in our expression, that is x, no? That is x or 1 plus x. So kani dini is in terms of 1 plus 25 over 16x. So therefore, kani, what we are going to plug in here, instead of x ang atong i-plug in, we are going to plug in 25 over 16x. So this becomes times 25 over 16 x plus, okay, sunod, no, 1/2 times 1/2 minus 1 over 2 factorial times, okay, kanina yon 25 over 16, 25 over 16 x squared. O ba? Squared. So yun, next upon, plus. Okay, so we will decide, aha, tadapit tama, no? Sige, ato i-decide. Up to what degree to taman? Let us say up to, same sa previous example, fifth term. Up to fifth term na lang siguro ta, or up to the fourth degree. Fifth term or fourth degree. So we will try, no, up to x to the power of 4. So this becomes, so 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. So fourth term ta, so plus, so this becomes 1/2 times 1/2 minus 1 times 1/2 minus 2 over 3 factorial times 25 over 16. 25 over 16 x to the power of 3. So last na lang ta, last term, we have 1/2, then 1/2 minus 1 times 1/2 minus 2 times 1/2 minus 3 all over 4 factorial, wait, over 4 factorial, wait bro, paano naman eh, sige, 25 over 16 x to the power of 4. So, hindi lang sa taman, plus so on. So, simplify din nato, no? So, we are going to simplify this. Medyo taas-taas lang ito. Konting patience lang. So, this becomes 4 times 1 plus, okay, 1/2 times 25 over 16. So, what is that? 1/2 times 25 over 16. So, that is 25 over 32. I guess, no? So, 25 over 32 x. So, 1/2 minus 1. 1/2 minus 1, that is, saan na siya? 1/2 minus 1, that is negative 1/2 times 1/2, so minus 1/4 divided by 2, it's minus 1/8. So minus 1/8 times, okay, 25 over 16 squared, pila na siya class? So that is 625 over 256 x cubed. X squared pa din eh. Then, so minus 3 halves plus 1/2. So kanina po dayon, no? Simplify na po dayon eh. So we are done with this. We are done with this. We are done with also this one. So kanita, tirita. So kani, we will try to simplify. We simplify na to ni. This is 1/2 times negative 1/2. So negative 1/2, that is, sige lang, negative 1/2. 1/2 times negative 1, that is negative 1/4 times 3 halves, so that would be positive 3/8. So we have positive 3/8 times 1 over 6. So definitely we have 1 over 16. So plus 1 over 16. Okay. 25 cube. What is 25 cube, class? Medyo dako na ni siya na number, no? 5 cube ano yan, ako na lang ako ha. 25x to the power of 3 over 16 q minus okay, this is 5 over 2 minus 5 wait na. So kanina po tayo no part, we are going to simplify this. So 1/2 times 3/2 times 1/2, 1/4, negative 1/4 times negative 3/2, so that is 3/8. Positive 3/8, positive 3/8 minus times negative 5/2, so we have negative 15 over 16. Dayon, negative 15 over 16 times 1 over 24. Okay, so this is 8. So this is 3 over 64 times 128. Okay, so on. So, ano no? So this would be the expansion. So you can okay. So you can also just simplify pa this one. So I guess if you try to simplify this, you have a greater value, no? Medyo dako-dako na tong value ani. Anyway, so the expansion. Okay, so I will just let you to continue this part, no? The last part, the last slide. Anyway, so those will be the process. Just take note of the kuan lang, no? Take note of the formula that we have here for binomial expansion. Ano? Saan yun? Here. Ito. So kanino? So just take note of this formula for the binomial expansion. That one. Okay. Medyo ko ano, so may pulos ng taas-taas sa Manisa, no? Okay. Plus, before nauso ang calculator, no, this is what mathematicians do. Let's say, mga sa wapay calculator, this is how they do approximation. No? So, sa pagkuha sa sin x, let's say sin 23 degrees, niagi sila og nani nga process. Let's say, agi sila og i-express nila ang function into power series so that they can what's this, approximate the value of a certain function, no? Actually, class, no, if you go to if you proceed with the lesson, kung naamo ani kana bitang numerical analysis or numerical methods, you will encounter most of this dito sa numerical methods or numerical analysis. So naay mga function dito nga ma-encounter ninyo nga dili gid ninyo bisa kung saan niyo gamit ang calculator, dili siya ma-solve og calculator og using bisa kung saan niyo paggamit og manual na solution, algebra ba ka or calculus, dili ninyo siya makuha. You need to do approximation para makuha ninyo siya. And mostly you are going to tackle some of these topics like binomial approximation and Taylor series approximation, no? Moagi ana ninyo dagto. So I guess that's it, no? That's it for the for the power series, binomial series, and uh, Taylor series, Taylor and Maclaurin series. Okay, any question about these two? Ala. Regarding sa quiz and exam, no, medyo maglisod man ko og kuha na ni class. Medyo maglisod ko og buhat ani sa in a multiple choice test. So maybe I have no choice. Wala tayong no choice, no? Siguro I can give you a true or false test. Dayon mostly kuha na dayon solving. Okay ra mo ana. Solving binomial expansion, Taylor series expansion, and so on.
Sir, pwede sayon lang.
Sayon ra. Sayon ra kaya murag kuan naman ni ilang kuan.
Kaya wala gadugo na gid ilong na mo, sir.
Medyo no. Sige lang kay parehas mo po tagatuon ani no. Mga simple lang gud. Ang ego ra ma-solve in within 1 hour. Ito class medyo nakalimot-limot tapos baya ko ani class. How many years ago na baya akong kuan? How many years ago na akong advanced calculus? Murag kwanto man siguro to 2008 pila na karon? 2021. How many years ago na? 12 years ago na akong advanced calculus. Kaya pangka na nun akong idada. So medyo natayan ha, pero at least maka-recall gyapon gamay. No? So ano lang no? So more likely solving true or false dayon siguro. True or false nga mura og multiple choice ba katubi tong pareha sa P1 nato nga style. So inadto na style mura siguro multiple choice walang siguro kanang knowledge type ng siguro ni siguro which of the following defines Taylor series, which of the following defines mga inanaan siguro, no? So more likely ana ang type of questions that I will give. So the rest dayon solving isa ka power series sa exam o quiz, no? Mag-quiz data next meeting ha, okay ra sa inyo? Sa quiz o exam siguro ani na isa ka power series, na isa ka Maclaurin or Taylor series, then isa dayon ka binomial series. Dayon isa dayon ka application. Isa ka application. Ana ra siguro. Pero mukha sa inyo inana class. Okay ra or okay na lang? Wa may choice ba? Wa may choice sir kay ikaw may magbuot away klaro.
Why good with choice, sir?
Ikaw may magbuot. Anyway. Sige. If you have questions, no? If you have questions, pwede na to na i-kuan. You may kung nag-solve mo og exercises and then na may question, you try to post it. I-highlight lang asa dapit ang question nga naglibog mo. Sir, butangi og marker, circle baka ninyo, i-highlight ninyo. Asa nga part ana nga dili ninyo makuha, no? Medyo tedious gyud siya, no? Medyo tedious gyud siya ang process. Okay ra man ni sa kuan kay class, okay ra man sa advanced calculus kay solve ra man ni, no? Pag-abot na mong real analysis ani kay nag-inani may pero proving ba basta lagi. makabuang tong experience. May gani among professor ato kay manggililuyon ba? Ito kapot ni kuan. Muna yung mong gitawag sa unang trust the Lord. Salamat kini Pastor, trust the Lord. Sige lang, no? Anyway, if you have questions, so just post it, comment it in the section box. Dayon, comment it sa katong video lesson or sa atong kuan learning guide. Kung kuan na isolve, kung naami gisolve nga murag dead end, i-post ang inyong gisolve, i-highlight asa dapit ang question or i-highlight dito asa dapit ang kuan katong sa inyong solution ba kaya i-highlight ninyo asa inyong question dito nga nung dili niyo makuha or nganong dili pareha sa answer key sa kuan dili pareha ang answer key dito sa inyong sa tawagan answer key sa inyong module, no? Okay, sige. Are there any questions pa? Wala na. Sige, katong mga putol-putol na to nga kung ano, ako lang ako lang isumpayan later class no kay I don't have my calculators with me. Murag ni expire na ang akong calculator. No? Wala na yung makita sa screen. Sige lang. Okay, any more questions or any concerns? Apa ba? So actually, gamay naman kaya tong topic. Gamay pero gamay nga taas. Taas ang process ba? Sige lang, mga bright bitaw mo nga grupo, no? Kaya lagi mo yun. Diba, Alaysa, no? Napa si Alaysa diya?
Ay, napa, sir.
Oh, napa, no? Kaya rin Alaysa, no? Pansit rin Alaysa. Juralin, no? Pansit rin sa imo Jura, no?
Sir?
Pansit rin sa imo.
Kadago na ilong ko, sir.
Samot ni Kalanilo, no? Pansit ra kayo sa nga tanan.
Kay Shane sir, pansit ra kayo ni.
Pansit. Pansit bihon na ni kay Shane. Uy, ang inyong research ha. Ay, okay, wa man ni problema ni nga grupo na diri. Ang wala diri mo'y problemado kay sa nga tanan.
Sir, ako sir, na-check na nimo, sir, among phone.
Oh, sige lang, ako to i-review, no? Tagaan na mo go signal. Nga na may, murag na isa ka grupo sa inyo nga nag-administer na. Siguro, i-check na ko, murag ang wala kayo problema kang ilang kwan o inyo ha, kang ilang jurali nga grupo. Ilang lanilo, just gamay lang nga update. No, ilang kwan, alaysag, murag gamay lang nga update.
Na-update na mo tong form sir.
Okay.
Medyo na-update kan gamay. Salamat sir.
Ang wala diri nga grupo may kuan murag problematic kayo sa nga tanan. Tong mga walay representative. Kumusta silang kuan? Alaysa. Friends man gid mo ni kuan ba? James, no? Kumusta man si James? Murag bothered galing to lately. Alay. Napa si Alay da? Murag bothered to lately ay si kuan si imong friend ba si James murag bothered to lately.
Ambot lang adto, sir. Di magituga saba-saba kaayo.
Lagi mi kalit manggod. Unsay ang problema adto? family or financial?
Ako lang tong kuan. Ako lang tong kuanan sir.
Murag bothered to si James ba? Kay may kalit manggod. Siguro sa pandemic ba? May kalit og laylo ba?
Murag ana gid sir.
Siguro sa pandemic, may kalit og laylo. Okay, so far, murag so far sa kaning nga grupong kaning nagrepresent aning na diri nga grupo murag way problema ni no. Silang katipon. Amo man nilang ko ano? Alexis, Eliza no? Murag wa mo kayo may problema dahil ilang jura. Gamay naman lang to. Then so far sa naka-administer na silang Shane, I guess okay ra to sila. Sige lang. Plus if you have concerns, you know, especially sa research, always ask questions lang para at least you will be guided. And also kaning kuan kaning Calculus 3 medyo pare-pareha kita bago pa magsugod og tuon. Daw nakauna ko gamay pero medyo layo-layo pa gid akong kanon, akong kaluton nun kay murag 12 years ago pa. Sige lang, if you have some questions, I'll try to direct your answer, no? So kung mag-solve mo, kato again, no, kung mag-solve mo, i-highlight sa dapit inyong questions kay medyo tag-as na ra ba ni nga sugod ani nga math padulong sa next ninyo nga math. Umana ba mag-linear? Wala pa may linear ba? Linear, modern algebra, kanang mga kanang mga subject murag tag-as kayo og solusyon. So, ana gyud hinahinaya pag namo hindi makuha, i-highlight gyud dayon. I-highlight ninyo asa dapit yung pangutana. Ana. Well, linear algebra, sa mga tag-as og solusyon nga math di. Wala pa man mo ikuan ba, wala pa mo linear no? Abstract. Nag-abstract na ba mo?
Karon
Yes, sir. Kanon.
Kanang abstract mo, tag-as yapon na. Waabot mo isomorphism dia. Maabot mo isomorphism, murag dia gid medyo lisod-lisod na no? Kaya isomorphism magod kailangan nimo i-prove nga bayot siya. Bayot, dayon identity, dayon sa to, inverse. Wala mo sa bayot nga group. Homomorphic nga group ba? Mo na bayot nga group, homomorphic. Ano no? Murag. So kana balik pagidayon na sa inyong kuanan, modern algebra, modern geometry. So, murag last na ninyo inyong modern geometry. Pag mahuman mo na, graduate na mo sa inyong modern geom, para inyong last nga math, easy na dahil tanan. Life is easy na lang. Review na lang tayo. Ba? Okay, I guess that's it, no? We will just call this a day. Medyo udto na, so just take your lunch. So, just update lang kung may pangutana, especially sa research and calculus, no? May pangutana. Kung pangutana sa other subject, kuhaan lang, i-direct na lang na ninyo sa inyong advisor. Pero i-try na pag-answer yapon kung maamanganit, no? Sige, I guess let's call this a day. Thank you for joining this meeting. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your time. Though medyo gamay rata, at least at least naamo, no? At least you can share this with those who are not here. And also later, I will, okay na sa inyo ako i-post yung video, ha? I will just post this video. Mga pangka later ang mga kuan sa kuan, mga balika sa silingan, mga awhag sa iro, tugaok sa manok, mga kitaon niya.
Sir, mong edad po sir, mapangka.
Ang unsa? Ang akong
Edad sir.
ay sapa. Ikaw lang na nato. Anyway, sige, that's it. Let's call this a day.
Thank you, sir. Bye.
Thank
Okay,
you sir,
bye-bye.
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 Bye, sir.
Bye-bye. Thank you.